Smooth. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. There were so many injuries this week that I've been getting calls from the NFL Perna. No, not to play, but to serve as a live organ donor on the sideline. Drew Lock needs an AC joint? Boom. There you go. Cortland Sutton needs the other one? Boom. Why do I need to raise my arms in the first place? John McCain didn't, and he became a senator. Like Bill Belichick, my only reaction to a very fucked up Civil War battle of an NFL Sunday was to say absolutely nothing at all.
Yeah, well.
This is Bill with 24 seconds of silence. I enjoy seeing Bill think about answering and then decide it's not worth his tongue moving, and then just sit there until the reporters figure it out on their own that his favorite song is indeed The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel. He is the opposite of Michael Irvin, who has mastered saying nothing with a ton of words yelled at very high decibels.
You were ready to spit on the grave of the Dallas Cowboys. That's when we raised our hand up and said we're not dead yet.
Today we will recap the best and the worst of NFL Sunday, hand out big dick player awards like candy, and honor mama's boy, Josh Allen, seen here tossing a game ball to his mom and dad in the stands. And no, he's never overthrown his mom. That's good sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you've already subscribed because you love my NFL news updates, convince somebody else to subscribe. That's your duty. Today's episode is sponsored by Raycon and the Everyday E25 earbuds. Next to the affordable price of Raycons compared to other premium wireless earbuds, my favorite thing about them is their noise isolating fit. What does that mean? It means they fit so snugly in your ear holes that they block out a surprising amount of external noise. I've got a new baby at home, and the only way I've been able to fall asleep at night while she's screaming is with my Raycons in. Just kidding, I pay attention to her when she screams. I even bought a pair of Everyday E25s for my writing partner Will because he was complaining about the paper-thin walls in his apartment. And I will let you imagine the terrible things he was hearing. So go to buyraycon.com/that'sgood, select the Everyday E25 earbuds, pick a color that suits your personality, and then use those bad boys to listen to my show in the dark, alone as you cry. Okay, here we go. Best and worst of NFL Sunday. Best. We got a fantastic Ryan Tannehill versus Gardner Minshew shootout in Tennessee. A giant fuck you to everyone who thought they would be one-hit wonders like Chumbawamba. Nope, at least 2 hits, like Men at Work. 7 total touchdown passes, but Ryan Tanny is king of the hill. Damn it, Bobby! 4 passing tutties and 145.7 passer rating, and an amazing touchdown pass after getting leveled. Best. Our Aaron Rodgers MVP prediction is looking better every week. The Packers didn't draft a wide receiver, they drafted motivation. It helps when Aaron Jones rushes for $168 and is your leading receiver with 68 yards and 3 total tutties. It also helps when you play a Matt Patricia coached football team. Best. Justin Herbert had no idea he'd be starting Sunday and ended up going toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes in his rookie debut. Herbert's windows are tight and he throws through them. Andy Reid's windows have dressing and loose mustache hairs. Herbert joined Autogram and Cam Newton as the only quarterback to debut with 300-plus passing yards, a passing TD, and a rushing TD. Best. Let Russ cook. It's what they're saying about opening up the passing game in Seattle, not just what Ciara says when the kids ask her what's for dinner. They almost let him cook too much though, possibly burning the dinner, and that's why they had to make a goal line stand to win the game on the last play. The Seahawks finally get goal line revenge against the Patriots, easily stopping a rushing Cam. Usually the only thing that stops the Pats' use of a Cam is the league. Wilson also joins John Elway as the only QB to be 3-0 or better against Bill Belichick in the regular season. That's how fucking old Belichick is. All right, that's a lot of positivity. Let's jump to the worst of the worst. The not top 5 or 7 or however many we did. Legally, I can call it that as long as it's not 10. Worst, I might have to acknowledge that Vance Joseph's defense is okay. Cardinals hold Washington to 15 points and improve to 2-0, which ties them for first place in the death trap that is the NFC West. Kyler, this is a best, but more passing yards than Mahomes right now, and more rushing yards than GQ's Run CMC for Murray. Worst, watching the Chiefs win and foil Justin Herbert fully loaded on 3 straight Harrison Butker game-winning kicks in OT. 1 from 53 and 2 from 58. Is he officially more clutch than Justin Tucker? We might just find out on the next Monday Night Football game. Worst, poor Deshaun Watson. The Ravens defense decimated Houston. They scored on offense with fullbacks, scatbacks, and back knee. A best, though, is Mark Ingram in the Wildcat, who then found time to beat up the Texans logo with kicks that might even impress Patrick Swayze from Roadhouse. Hey, if you're gonna beat up a logo, Mark, let's make sure it's the Rams logo. We all need to stay on point. Worst, the Jets give up a 55-yard run on 3rd and 31. Better than giving up exactly 31, I guess. They fall to an ugly 0-2 after losing to the 49ers JV squad. Worst, Brett Favre has officially endorsed Tampa 2020 by wearing this dumb shirt. This is like growing up in a hippie family on a raw food diet who live on a commune to come home one day and find your dad wearing a MAGA hat with no explanation. The Bucs go on to win against a not so good Carolina Panthers team. Worst, Julio Jones is still deathly afraid of the end zone, causing his hands to perspire through his gloves and force him to drop this pass. If he catches this, or any Falcon catches that onside kick, and they probably win. Worst, ever since Kirk Cousins said, "If I die, I die," he's played like he died last season. 0 beats per minute, 0 quarterback rating, and another Vikings loss. Worst, Quandre Diggs was ejected for helmet-to-helmet kissing. I don't think this was intentional. It is the NFL cliche of a bang-bang play, but if a penalty helps New England, it is the worst. I am thankful, though, for N'Keal Harry never making a catch this impressive with Tom Brady on the roster and saved all his efforts for Cam. Now let's talk about the real worst. The big elephant in the MRI machine, and that's all of the injuries on Sunday. I think there were less serious injuries in John Wick 3 than I witnessed on Football Sunday. Drew Lock hurt his shoulder. He's out 2 to 8 weeks. Nick Bosa, Saquon Barkley, and Broncos receiver Cortland Sutton all tear their ACLs. Jimmy Garoppolo and Christian McCaffrey both have high ankle sprains. Plenty of other big names with injuries as well. Anthony Barr, Paris Campbell, Tack McKinley, Byron Jones, David Montgomery, and Brashad Perryman. This was a bloodbath. Worse than anything I think I've ever witnessed. And I just watched the elevator blood scene from The Shining. I watch it every night to help me fall asleep. It's also the best argument that the preseason is a necessary evil in order to get these guys' bodies ready for the grind. We don't like to watch it, they don't like to play it, but it is the great summer sacrifice we must all make so that the football gods do not exact the swift revenge they took on Sunday. The 49ers may have taken the most casualties, and they definitely believe the turf monster is real. This was Eric Armstead after the game. At NFL, fix this trash MetLife turf. 2020 is so whack. It is called MetLife Stadium. A literal reminder to purchase life insurance before you enter, Eric. Garoppolo, Bosa, Coleman, Mostert, and Solomon Thomas all go down. The good news? They lost them all against the Jets. So naturally, they escaped with the victory. Even worse news, the 49ers play at MetLife Stadium again this week against the Giants. Either they fix the field or the turf monster will be hungry for more ACLs. Not even John Lynch is safe in the booth. And now, we arrive at the most prestigious award in all of sports, the Big Dick Player Awards! The Big Dick Player Awards this week, pretty unconventional choices. Josh Allen, who who usually gets it done unconventionally, had a beautiful game in Miami, throwing for over 400 yards and 2 touchdowns in a win. He completed 70.4% of his passes this season so far, which in Josh Allen terms is around 99.9%. Speaking of percentages, there's a 100% chance that if your name is Mo Alley Cox and you put up 100 receiving yards, you're getting a Big Dick Player Receiver Award. Alley Cox are the big dicks you have to be weary of. And the Vikings were stuck in the alley all day long. When the Colts signed Alley Cox, he hadn't played football since his freshman year of high school. Just basketball. That's why he's the perfect tight end for Philly Rivers, who made famous Antonio Gates basketball player. Aaron Jones is the perfect running back for the 2020 MVP Aaron Rodgers, and he is our big dick ball carrier, picking up 236 total yards and 3 touchdowns in Green Bay's victory over Detroit. You can just about pencil in Matt Patricia as an early favorite for the first head coach to be fired this season. That's not the case for Matt Nagy, whose Bears have earned the Grower, not a Shower award today after beating the Giants and improving to 2-0. We know for sure there's one shower in that locker room, but he's riding the bench while Mitch Trubisky gets the job done. And finally, the big dick defensive player goes to, very sadly, Steelers defensive end TJ Watt, who notched 2.5 sacks against the Broncos. 2/3. What is? Part of 7 total Pittsburgh sacks and something like 89 quarterback hits. Significantly more wattage than his brother, who lost big time to Baltimore. Now, while you simply can't quantify who had the biggest of dicks this week, except of course with a ruler, perhaps a graduated cylinder, maybe a scale, you very much can quantify this next segment of my top 5 stats of the week. Stats to make you shat. Name pending. Number 5, Gardner Minshew is the first Jaguars quarterback with 3 touchdown passes in 3 straight games. He did not win this weekend, but his team was never supposed to. They set the team up to tank, and Gardner Minshew is out there looking like this. Number 4, Josh Allen is the first Bills quarterback to throw for at least 300 yards in 2 straight games since Drew Bledsoe. Oh yeah, 4 touchdowns as well. The Bills are in sole possession of first in the AFC East. Drew Bledsoe never did that. Did you, Drew? Allen, also the 4th QB to ever throw for 700 plus yards, 6 or more touchdowns, and no picks in the first 2 games of the season for all of you first 2 games of the season stat keepers. Number 3, Frank Gore played his 258th career game against the team who drafted his once young buns. That's the most all-time by a running back. The 49ers lost Raheem Mostert and Tevin Coleman, and somehow Frank Gore, who has been tackled over 3,500 times, still knows how to pick the right hole. Number 2, Jared Goff and Mitchell Trubisky were both written off last year, and they're combined 4-0 with 5 touchdown passes this week. I'm more confident in Goff than Trubisky, but maybe it's proof we give up on young quarterbacks just a bit too easily. Side stat, the Eagles are the only team to digitally boo their own quarterback.
For Zach Ertz, and now 4th down will bring the punt team back on for the Eagles. John Johnson out there in the coverage.
And number 1, the number 1 stat of the week, which leads us to our game of the week, Cowboys Falcons. The Dallas Cowboys had a 2% win probability in the 4th quarter. Somebody had that last week. I think it was the Bears, maybe the football team. I can't remember, but any game featuring the best male porn star duo in the market with Greg the Third Leg and Young Ho Koo should always expect a big finish. Let me bring in Scooter Magruder, who nailed his Cowboys fans reaction video this week.
We can win this! Please, Greg. Please, Greg. Let's go!
If this win doesn't quiet Dak haters, nothing will.
The first quarter was just a fluke. Greg the Leg coming through clutch when we needed him!
Goodwin should have caught the fake punt pass. He redeemed himself on the onside kick, though.
Scooter, despite being a Cowboys fan, is absolutely on point with his reactions and makes me jealous of his comedic delivery. Make sure you give his channel a sub and tell him I sent ya. There is something perpetually wrong with the Atlanta Falcons. I can't tell you exactly what that is. They look like a real football team. They play like a real football team. Hell, they even smell like a football team, per sources. But they only impersonate a football team long enough to lose every key game they have on the schedule. They're like John Travolta in the movie Phenomenon. On the exterior, they look special. They can do magical things. But really, they have a brain tumor that's going to kill any of their postseason hopes. Listen to this stat from ESPN. The Falcons had 39 points with 0 turnovers in their loss against the Cowboys. Entering today, teams were 440-0 when scoring 39 points with 0 turnovers since 1933 when team turnovers were first tracked. Dallas, on the other hand, lost 3 fumbles in the first quarter. I think they had 5 total fumbles and had a turnover on downs in that first quarter. They were also down 29-10 at halftime. They turned the ball over twice on downs in this game, both times electing for fake punts instead of just putting their best playmakers on the field to convert a fourth. That shit doesn't make sense. It defies all traditional logic, and that's part of what makes this collapse so thoroughly compelling. The Cowboys put up really good numbers on offense, and despite trailing 29-10, the offense led a second half comeback. Dak Prescott had 3 rushing touchdowns plus 0 interceptions. The first quarterback to throw for 400 yards and score 3 times with his strong, thick legs. CeeDee Lamb averaged 17.7 yards per reception, making my prediction about him having the best week 2 of the big rookie wide receivers correct. Say goodbye to the auxiliary cord, because CeeDee is back, baby. This game came down to a very crucial onside kick, which the Falcons watched like it was a punt dropping inside the 5-yard line. Hey Atlanta, you know you can pick that spinning ball up off the ground anytime. You can touch it, you can kick it, you can spit on it. The kicking team, they can't touch it. Dallas gets one last crack at it, and after CeeDee Lamb gets them into field goal range, Legatron splits the hell out of those uprights to give Dallas a 40-39 victory, officially making this the most fun I have ever had watching Cowboys football. Broncos episode coming up. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. Do it. 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 Do it.